James, thank you so much for taking some time today. I'm thrilled to chat with you. You look like you're sitting in a lovely backyard and just living the dream. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the time. You know, Ordinary Joe obviously plays into a lot of very interesting themes, and you know, the major one obviously is sort of what happens to your life if you make a different decision. I'm wondering, at what point did acting become the thing for you that you knew that you were going to be doing for the rest of your life? And when did you sort of decide that? And at what point, or was there at any other point in your life, anything else that you even considered doing?
100%. I was so I grew up in Michigan, and no one in my family was in entertainment. Probably not dissimilar from you. I mean, you know, yeah. I shouldn't make any assumptions, but like Michigan isn't a hot spot for like, you know, a booming film and music and TV industry. Though they did try the tax incentive that didn't work there, which is such a bummer.
I know.
But so when I applied to the University of Michigan, I actually applied as I was just going to be an LS&A major, and I think my focus was going to be the sciences, like maybe pre-med to kind of figure it out. I really liked science, but I also loved acting, and I did all the school plays. And we had this amazing theater teacher, and he was this really great guy. He used to be a DJ in Detroit growing up, and Him and his wife ran our theater program. And he was like, Jimmy, you have to apply to the theater program. You love theater. And I was like, I just don't know. Like, I just don't know. That seems very mercurial to me.
Sure.
And so he helped me prepare a monologue. I auditioned, I got in, and I was thrilled, but I was also scared because it meant now I have to take my dreams seriously. And I had this apprehension the whole time that I knew I loved it, but I was also just, the pragmatic side of me was just like, do I want to sign up for this unpaved route? And so upon graduating, I applied to some grad schools, and then I said, forget it. I want to go and pursue my dream of acting. And I got a BFA and I pursued acting, but it was like, I was this kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out guy, not because of my passion, but I think because of fear. Sure. And I eventually was able to just go, I got to scratch this itch, and I got to put away this fear and go after it. And then that's when I kind of, upon graduating college, went like, let's do this.
Now, have you had like an, okay, I've made it moment? Like, has that moment happened where you said, okay, I don't need to think about pre-med anymore. I'm an actor. This is what I do. Like, did you have that make it moment? Was it like a billboard? Was it like a role? What?
I had a role that made me put all that other stuff away. And it was, I was a year out of college, and I booked this role in this Hallmark Hall of Fame movie where I played a teacher, a true story, who had Tourette syndrome. It's called Front of the Class. And it's a long story that we don't have time for, but it was a really amazing opportunity. And I played the role, and people were like, that's good. That was good. And I was like, that was good. They're like, that was good. And the industry responded to it. And all of a sudden there was like incoming phone calls as opposed to me like begging people to let me come and audition.
Yeah.
And that was when I went like, and I had made enough money that I was like, oh, I can support myself. And so that was kind of my, okay, this is happening moment.
Yeah, sure. You know, a simple question would be to sort of ask you, what would you be doing if you weren't an actor? But what I want to ask you really is like, you know, these themes on the show of what could be if you make different decisions. What is like the worst alternate life that you can sort of like imagine for yourself that's like maybe realistic?
The worst. So this is going to be a really boring answer, but
no,
I, for the most part, am kind of a, I like the opportunities I had before me. They were drastically different.
Sure.
But now looking back, I'm glad I didn't go to law school. I applied to law school, and I'm really glad I didn't do that. I have a bunch of lawyers in my family, and I think it's an admirable profession. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. So doing it, and not wanting to do it, I think would have been a horrible combination.
Yeah, I know. I can only imagine. I have to ask about the singing that you do on the show. I've read that you say you do a little bit of it, but I want to know the process of the actual singing itself. How early are you getting some of this music? I know you work with a vocal coach. So you get a song and then.
So it's actually funny you say that. I right here have sheet music in my hand.
Wow.
And my guitar's over there. I have to sing live tonight. Actually, we're doing So why don't I tell you, this is the perfect microcosm to tell you how it works. So tonight, we're shooting an episode. I don't want to give anything away, but I'm playing live in it as Music Joe. And there's like basically I get the song maybe 2 weeks in advance from this amazing songwriter, Sam Hollander, who we're so lucky he came onto our show to write. He's written for like amazing people. So he'll write it, I'll get it. And then I'll go into working with this guy, Jeff Morrow, who's actually a vocal coach out of Chicago. Cool. And this guy, Josh Edmonton, who's this incredible guitarist singer. And I will work with them. I'll coach with Jeff, like vocally with warm-ups to strengthen my voice. And then I'll work with Josh. He'll send me him playing the actual song. And then I just work, like whether it's in the morning before my kids get up or on lunch when we're, because I'm shooting every day, like 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
So at lunch, I'll practice. We have a really helpful props department. They'll put a guitar next to my chair. And if I'm in between scenes, I'm playing, I'm singing, wherever I can catch it. Then I go into the studio, like on a Sunday for like 2 hours. I song, those three guys are on Zoom. I'm singing, they're helping me. So we lay down a track that I can always, on the day, because I don't want to burn my voice out. You do so many takes in TV. Yeah. Some of the time I'm mouthing to my own voice.
Wow.
And those are usually like on the far shots because you can't really see me anyways. But it is me. It's not like Milli Vanilli where it's like some other guy. It's totally me. But you can only go hit those notes so many times. You can't do it for 7 hours straight. And then when they come in close, that's when I usually sing live as well.
Wow.
And so it's a combination of live and some pre-record, which truth be told, most television shows that have singing is that.
Yeah.
But it's all me.
Yeah. Sing live at all. That's surprising.
Yeah. I love singing it live too, because I feel like you capture something that you might not capture on pre-record. And it's a very supportive environment. Like I feel like if I don't hit a note, no one's going to make fun of me, but they really have helped me strengthen my voice. And really, it's an instrument. I've learned through this process, it's an instrument and it's one to be like really taken care of.
Do you practice singing the songs in the shower?
Kind of. What I do now is my kids really like the songs. So
there you go.
Yeah, they're singing them all over the house. I'm singing them. I like to sing them for them or my wife. I'll sing it for her. She's like, okay, enough. I've heard the song so many times already.
Okay, John Mayer.
Yeah, okay, we get it. Go help me with the dishes. But I'm singing a lot around the house. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Is there, when you're playing three characters like this, do you really have to like clock in every day about like who you are? Like, are you... Like it must get really confusing because you are three characters, but you're not really, and it's kind of similar, and blah 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 blah. Have there been any days where you're about like they call action, and you're like, who the hell am I right now?
Yeah, yes, 100%. When I did the pilot, I like really tried to go like methody with it. Like I really tried to go there, and it was almost too much emotionally to hold all that up, like three different people and keep all that. And so I have had to release some of that perfectionism and control and just go, look, I'm going to walk in. I know who these characters are. I have the help of an amazing director, an amazing script supervisor, and I lean on people. Like I'll even go like, can you remind me again, when was the last time I saw Jenny? And the reason I have to do that is because in the morning we might've been shooting a completely different world where Jenny was my wife. And now we're shooting a world where like, I'm seeing Jenny and we're talking and we haven't seen each other in 5 years. Crazy. So I have no ego about it. I'm like, okay, please help me get these given circumstances back in me because I have to stay sane.
Yeah, for sure. That just seems like such a huge challenge. I want to ask you, I'm sure you've been asked about this before, but I was wondering if maybe your okay, I've made it moment was, when you've become part of maybe the most famous meme of all time, Not Great Bob on Mad Men. I see that, I would say 15 to 20 times a day. Just scrolling. There it is. There you are.
Is unbelievable.
Is it the same thing for you? Are you like, if you're scrolling social media, you're just like seeing Not Great Bob all the time?
I think this is my Not Great Bob story is I have a very dear friend. He's a lawyer in New York. He came into town with his two kids, young boys. I took him for a bike ride on Santa Monica Beach.
Yeah.
And one of his young sons had to use the bathroom. So they go into a public restroom and you know those open air stalls on the beach, you know? So I can hear him. He's like, don't touch that. Don't touch that. And I hear his kids screaming back at him and all this stuff. And he comes out and I was like, how'd it go? And he goes, not great, Bob. Like, didn't miss a beat. And I was like, that was a good one. That was a good one. Like, so when my friends are using it back on me, that's like, yeah.
That's great. I love that. Okay. Now this is the most important. This is the most important question, James.
Yeah.
Michigan State grad. Michigan grad.
Yes.
There's a big football game coming up next weekend, James.
Yes, there is.
I don't know how big of a sports guy you are, but I'm going to.
Yep. Go on.
I would just like to give you an opportunity here to trash talk me and say whatever you want to say about the football game next weekend. We are friends now, okay? We can be cordial about this, but this is a big deal. Big game next weekend. This is your chance. This is. Is
it in East Lansing or Ann Arbor?
It's in East Lansing.
Okay.
I'm thinking about going. This is your chance. Say whatever you want to say. Predictions, whatever, how you're feeling, just whatever you'd like to get off your chest.
Well, if I can be candid,
sure.
Michigan's going to win. So, you know, with that being said, there's really not much to say. Like, they're going to win. And it's going to be tough, though, for those Michigan fans to go to East Lansing. That's not an easy school. I remember that going down.
Oh God! See, look! See, you can't even say that Michigan. You can't even say this with a straight face. Your earbuds are falling out. It's like you don't know Michigan's not winning on Saturday. Come on, no way.
Listen, you know what I'm talking about. When Michigan State lost that game, and it was whoa.
Listen,
I'm just saying Michigan doesn't do that.
Oh, give me a break. Listen, Michigan State fans, we've had our problems in the past with the way that we celebrate wins and losses. Okay,
well, it looked like Escape from LA with Kurt Russell over there in East Lansing on that day.
Yeah. There have been one or two couches burned in our day. That is for sure.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. I think what's funny about like being out in LA is like, if I meet a person who went to Michigan, it's like all love, you know, it's like such a different experience than when you're like back actually in Michigan and it's sort of like an us versus them thing. If I see a person with a Michigan hat on here, like, I'm not saying that I like them, but there is sort of like a communal sort of like, okay.
Yes, definitely. I mean, and I think neither one of us wants to run up and hug a Buckeye.
Oh, James, no. I can't even fathom that thought. Absolutely not. See, that's where we bond, right? We can bond over hating Ohio State.
Yeah. I one of my friends from Michigan actually went to Ohio State, and we're still dear friends.
Wow. Well, that's a mistake.
It almost just feels like, wow. Like, I mean, like you grow up and then you go there from Michigan. That must have been wild.
What a treat.
Wild experience.
Yeah, very wild. Well, all right. Listen, you've made your prediction. You think the Wolverines are taking it home next weekend. I would respectfully disagree, and maybe, I don't know, season 2, Ordinary Joe. We can get back together and see who was right.
I love that. Let's do it the week before the Michigan State game. We'll do predictions every year.
This is our new thing. I'm in. James, thank you so much for the time. This has been so fun. Love chatting Michigan and all of this stuff with you. It's been a blast. Congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
Good luck singing live tonight, my friend.
Thanks, man. Great talking with you.
You as well. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.